Well, hey everyone, in this video I want to go over how to do simple editing of MIDI regions and MIDI notes. The regions are these boxes or rectangles in the main window area, and within them they contain the MIDI notes that play back sounds from software instruments. And we'll see that there are a lot of similarities between how the two are edited. And I'm working from a split screen view right now with the track area with regions above and the piano roll below. But if you want to have more room to work in both areas, and I'm using one of LCBC's templates, I can switch between screen set 1 for the main window and screen set 5 for just the piano roll. So use the computer keyboard's number keys to select those. To drag or move a region or a note, just click and drag with the pointer tool. And I can move MIDI regions to any other track or measure in the track area. And right now it's playing on a track with an acoustic piano sound. So let's just move it here to a different track with an electric piano. You can see the same MIDI information can be used to play any different type of instrument. To drag or copy, I'm just going to hold down Option while I'm clicking and dragging, and you'll see that plus. And to delete, just select the region or note and press delete. To change the length of a MIDI note, I'm going to move my mouse pointer to the end of a note until it turns into this bracket looking icon, and then I'm going to click and drag. And that works the same with a region if I drag from the lower right hand corner. Now if I grab it from the upper right hand corner, you can see the pointer changes again. And if I click and drag that, it will loop the region, which basically plays the same region again and again in succession according to how long I loop it for. And any note edits I do to the original region will be applied to all the loops. So if I want to have the ability to edit the notes individually for all the loops, then I'm going to control click on it, go to convert here in the menu, and then I'll choose convert loops to regions. And the key command for that is Control L. If I wanted to mute all the regions of a track, I can go over here in the track header and press M, or I can just press M on my keyboard. Or if I wanted to mute individual regions, I can just select the region I wanted to mute and press Control M. And down in the piano roll, for individual piano roll MIDI notes, select a note and press Control M to mute those. And of course I can select multiple. Control M will mute multiple notes. And just like mute, solo works in a very similar way with regions. If I wanted to solo the whole track, I can press S over here in the track header or key command S. Or if I wanted to solo individual regions, which is actually a really cool feature, I can select the amount of regions I want to solo and then press Control S for that. And then the piano roll does not allow me to solo individual notes. So let's talk about splitting notes. So instead of having this play a full bar, let's say I want to have two half notes. So I'm going to move my playhead to beat 3 of measure 35 here. And I'm going to select all those MIDI notes. And then I'm going to press Command T. So it's going to split them. And now I have this. And I can split regions. So let's say I wanted to split this region here. And I'm going to press Command T. And now it's asking me, you can see down here that the playhead is over these notes, or it's overlapping these notes. So it's asking me what I want to do with these. Keep, shorten, or split. So I'm just going to say split. You can also split and edit regions using what's called the Marquee tool, which I tend to use a lot. And to have this, you need to make sure it's selected in Preferences. So go to Preferences, General, Editing, and make sure Marquee tool click zones is on. You'll notice as I move my pointer from the top to the bottom half of the track area, it turns into this plus sign or cross, and that cross activates the Marquee editing feature. So I'm going to place the cross on the spot where I want to split the region, and let's separate these chords at measure 39. And if I get close enough with the center of the cross to the start of measure 39, it will most likely split the region exactly on beat 1. So now I'm going to double click, and it's going to bring up that same dialog box. So let's choose Keep. And now the MIDI note lengths and starting points are retained, and I don't have MIDI notes retriggering here in the second MIDI region, and I'm free to move these chords somewhere else. So you'll notice that even though these notes hang outside the visible region boundary, they will still play. One thing to keep in mind if you're using the Marquee tool is that you can select your playback position with the Marquee tool. So this can be useful for some things. I don't use it a ton, but it has confused me more than once when my playback wasn't starting here at the playhead because it overrides the playhead and the cycle. So to get rid of that, just click here in an empty area of the track area with your mouse pointer. You can also change the velocity or the volume of individual notes or groups of notes. To do that, I'm going to select a note, and then over here, I can move this velocity slider. 1 would be quietest, and 127 is loudest. And you can see the color of the note also changes as I do that. You can also do that with a tool. So I'm going to go to press T for tools. And you can see that a lot of these options have different letters to them. So velocity is V. Press V as that tool menu is open. Now I can click and drag on the note to change the velocity using the velocity tool. Other tools, if you want to use them, there's always another way to do something in Logic. So select M, and now I can mute individual notes. Press T again. If I press E, that's going to take me to the eraser tool where I can erase notes. So you figure out the way that works best for you. Well, hey guys, stick around for the next video where I talk about how to quantize MIDI notes and how to move around and finesse MIDI notes and regions with a little bit more accuracy.